every time a thermonuclear weapon is detonated on the Earth, what happens is it blows the Earth off her natural trajectory, meaning the orbital path that it naturally follows around the sun. So what happens is it blows the Earth off of that path and it draws the Earth closer to the sun. At the same time, the moon is pulling away from the Earth. So this is obviously not good. This is exactly what's been happening for decades. But this is the truth. Every time there's a thermonuclear a detonation, which is an implosion, and then an explosion, it's the yield of the power and the force of that destructive device that blows the Earth off her natural trajectory, and it hurls us closer to the sun each time. So I don't know how many detonations there have been over the course of human history since the 40s. I don't know. Probably into the hundreds, all of the testing plus the underground testing. It doesn't matter if it's above ground or underground. It's still that yield, that nominal yield of power that it generates when that implosion, then explosion occurs. And then it sends out a shock wave called an electromagnetic pulse that knocks everything out electronically within miles. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's electric or electronically activated or operated, it just knocks it right out. So it's just a horrible sight to know that we're getting closer to the sun, but at the same time the moon is pulling away from us. We need the moon. The moon has high magnetic qualities to it. That's what makes the tides rise and fall. It's been said that in the hot summer months, when the moon is full, that's when the crime rate is highest. And it's true because the moon has a magnetic effect on human beings. Magnetism has a very heavy effect on human beings. So does microwaves. It's absolutely true. So magnetism and microwaves, they affect human beings detrimentally. But there are some therapeutic purposes for magnetism and also microwaves that work in tandem with other things. I'm not going to get too involved, with things. But, I encourage you, as always, with all of my videos, if anything that you doubt that I say, do your research. I highly encourage you to do that. I don't stand here and say, I'm the know-it-all, so listen to me and don't try to, find it for yourself. That's the reason why my channel's on. Go and do your research, man. But don't look on the what you'd call the average sites, because they're just going to lie to you. You got to look where you really would least expect it. That's where you're going to find the truth. Because all the big ones, you're not going to find the truth. You're just not going to. It doesn't matter how well you trust them. You will not find the truth on their search engines. You won't. Like, in other words, if you want to get an idea of, like, if you're searching up complaints against a particular company or a person, and you see that person has like 50 5-star ratings, that's all bought and paid for. Always ignore the 5-star ratings. Always go to the 1-star ratings or less, because those are the people that are not getting paid and they're telling you the truth. That's just a little insight whenever you want to choose something. Always ignore 5-star ratings because they've been bought and paid for. And that's the way the world works. If you want to find out if there's any complaints against a particular person or a company or whatever, you put in complaints against that name, if it's a person or a company, and then you click search, and then it'll come up. Usually it's the Better Business Bureau, and it's just a litany, and you just ignore if you look on the person's website, they have 5-star ratings all the way down. It seems that everybody just 5-star. This person's just perfect beyond all capacity for reasoning, which is not the truth. You got to look at the 1-star or half-star ratings. That's the people. Those are the people telling you the truth of actually what they suffered from or what they were victimized by. That's just the way the world is. But it's the truth though. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's nothing to be afraid of, because that's what they want. They want to instill fear in you so they can harness that power, and don't fall for it. It's easy to freak out and lose your mind and go nuts and just become highly unstable in the moment. But that's not what you want to do, because when you're panicking, you can't think for yourself. You go into what they call fight or flight mode because you're just panicking. I remember there was a story once where a woman was in Kmart like 30 years ago, and somebody came in with a gun, and she was strolling her little baby, like the baby was a few months old, and the guy came in with a gun and just threatened to rob people. She lost her freaking mind and she left the kid there and she ran out of the store. The same thing with one of the mothers at the Vegas shooting many years ago. She just panicked and she took off and left her young daughter there. Just lost her mind. And the daughter, they did a TV show about the two of them, and she says she'll never forgive her mother for just ditching her during a shootout. Can you blame the kid? So, that's what you don't want. You don't want to have that happen to you where you're just in such like a primitive instinctual survival mode that you just wind up stonewalling everything and just get tunnel vision, and all you want is to save your own skin, every man for himself. You don't want that. That's mass hysteria and pandemonium. You don't want that. That's bedlam, mayhem, and absolute anarchy. And in that moment, that's when they control you because you're not thinking clearly, especially when you panic and you're afraid. It's like being in an ocean with a great white shark and it's coming right for you. Your level of fear will be unimaginable. You will be paralyzed with fear. Paralyzed with fear. You won't even be able to move. You'll just be frozen. That's how much fear can control you, because it's a mechanism that is utilized to control and manipulate and exploit people, and that's just the truth. So I'm just trying to bring the word out that whatever they got planned for tomorrow, man, don't even pay any attention. It's not worth your time, your energy. Just connect with source. Ground yourself in love and positivity and peace and happiness, and forget about the rest of the stuff, because all of these folks, once they're given that last breath, they have no idea what's coming for them, but Jesus does.